Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Madmen with a Box live for the 163rd time. I'm Professor Pixel, just Pixel, as you can see right here. Joining me, as always, of course, is OZChris.
I need to send you the intro, so I don't have to hear that fucking kazoo again.
Always liked Gevain.
But we love the kazoo.
Did you lose your professor status? Were you disbarred or something?
Sometimes I just forget to put it in.
You're just Pixel now. We don't have to honor you at all.
That's right. That is right. And below, as you can see, is Landry didn't do his homework. Walker.
Well, it doesn't fully appear. It just says didn't do his hum.
Why didn't you hum?
What is a hum?
Yay, Gevain is back.
Over there, you see it's Joe of the Corallos.
Wow.
And lastly, not leastly, is Gevain.
It's popping in and out. You could thank Amazon and their damn AWS for this.
Let me tell you something. I work for a store called Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And at about 7:30, no, not 7:30, because I was supposed to be home at 7:15. About 5:30, that's what it was. 5:30 the other day, all of our systems just die for a solid minute.
Wow.
Nobody could buy anything. Then the computers slowly, and I do mean slowly, started working. We could go ahead and process. It would take a good 30 to 60 seconds, but eventually it would get off of its calculating screen and then process some of the payments. TAP wasn't working. EBT and WIC wasn't working at all, and we couldn't do gift cards because the internet was just out. It was hell.
Well, you know.
Amazon.
Well, I'm sure everyone was very understanding.
Yes, we Americans love our singular points of failure, but go ahead.
Anyway, let's go ahead. We do have our main topic, which is Jubilee, the Big Finish Sixth Doctor story, which helped inspire that timeless classic with the Ninth Doctor, Dalek. But before that, we do have the slightest bit of news, and we went ahead and alluded to it last week. Well, actually, no. Isn't there also the drama with Millie Gibson and Nut? That BBC said that they didn't want to respond to the hate she was getting from tabloids because of spoilers, which is the weakest ass bullshit excuse. God, yeah.
Ironically, from a season that had the entire season leaked.
Yep, all leaked. Everything leaked.
Yeah. So we'll start with You want to start with the Shearman stuff first?
Sure.
Yeah. I
might as
actually
well.
I have a video.
Right.
Oh.
Hopefully they don't take it down because it's about 1 minute and 30 seconds, but it's actually of Jane Tranter talking about it. So I'm not going to leave my mic on because then we'll have an echo, but I invite all of you to unmute your mics and give little huns and huns.
Out of spite.
All right.
Whovians would not forgive me for sitting here with you now and not asking. Well, they'll have been alarmed to read what the writer Robert Shearman said earlier this week. He described Doctor Who as dead as we've ever known it.
As dead as we've ever known it. That's really rude, actually, and really untrue. I think maybe he didn't see the final episode of the last season with the great big tease that Russell T Davies laid out there with the return of Rose Tyler. The BBC and BBC Studios had a partnership with Disney Plus for 26 episodes. We are currently 21 episodes down into that 26 episode run. We've got another 5 episodes of the war between the land and the sea to come. And at some point after that, decisions will be made together with all of us about what the future of Doctor Who entails. It's a 60-year-old franchise. It's been going for 20 years non-stop since we brought it back in 2005. you would expect it to change, wouldn't you? You know, nothing continues the same always, or it shouldn't continue the same always. So it will change in some form or the other. But the one thing I think we can all be really clear of is that the Doctor will be back, and everyone, including me, including all of us, just has to wait patiently to see when.
And who?
And who? Exactly that.
The
Yeah.
crucial question.
Yes.
Maybe Billy Piper. We still don't know.
Yep.
Now the thing is, I'd be happy to have the Doctor back. I don't want the current production team back.
But
They
like,
could all leave, to be honest.
but she didn't listen, like, hear like his remarks in full.
Yeah, that is the problem with this. The one who told her the quote only told her the end of the quote. He did not give her the full context of the quote. Saying, yeah, he did say those words, and even Shearman said he wished he was less pessimistic about what he said. But the whole point of the quote was him saying that the problem with how Doctor Who ended, this season 2 ended, is the fact that unlike with the Wilderness Years, with the end of Survival, you can still continue those stories with the 7th Doctor, and then after the TV movie with the 8th Doctor, because we knew who the Doctor was at that point, and it left gaps where people could come in, Big Finish, novels, comics, whatever, can come in to fill the gaps, do whatever they want, or whatever is mandated, but the show still continued. The problem is with this Doctor, in quotation marks, that Billy Piper is playing, we don't know if it's the Doctor. We don't know if it's a one-time thing similar to David Tennant coming back as 14. So we can't continue Doctor Who with a Doctor we don't know is an actual Doctor, because that's how they released it. That's how they made it like this. So that's Shearman's full quote, but the one doing the interview only gave the big one of Doctor Who is as dead as it is right now. Which we went from last year where we got news of season 2, as season 1 was coming out, or even before season 1 was.
Well, they filmed them back to back. Like it was all really one season split.
But even without the full quote, her reaction is just
it's rude. It's like,
well, let's go a step further. She has no idea what's happening with Doctor Who right now. I mean, that's what that is. That or there's no way she can legally speak about it. There's nothing she can say or do right now. Meaning, probably it's an unknown. There's no decisions have been made. Will Doctor Who be back? Of course, Doctor Who is never. I mean, Sherlock Holmes has been around for how long? Still keeps coming back. Doctor Who is coming back, whether it's going to be in any form we recognize or not. But it's a whole lot of like, what do you say? What do you say if you're her and you're put in that situation?
Oh, I
There's
know.
no good way to answer that.
No, there is. It's well, Doctor Who's never been dead, because even when it wasn't on the air, it continued in novelizations and other forms and audio. So if Doctor Who's been as dead as it has ever been, that means it continues to flourish in one medium or another. And we're excited to see it on the small screen again as soon as possible. Like she could have done that, because technically Doctor Who. Yeah. I
mean, it is still like she's on the spot. Let's assume she wasn't given the benefit of that question in advance, and maybe she was. But it is very much like, so your show is completely dead, right? Yeah, it's dead. Tell us it's dead. Like, well, no, it's not. It's not. Of course, if she wasn't prepared for that question, it speaks different volumes. But whatever.
No, totally. But like, but if she's not prepared for that question, I feel like it's better to just sort of be like, like I'm not addressing that, and just leave it there.
The camera, flipped over the mic.
Because like Robert Sherman is an important part of Doctor Who and actively putting out work right now. So to like say that about him in that moment was like really just not cool.
No, not at all. Gosh, I just I saw that video the other day, and I was like, okay, I'm going to download this and bring it to the show, because me reading it off wouldn't have been half as impactful as her saying it in her own words.
No, for sure. But it's like, you don't talk like he wasn't singling people out, and her response singled him out. Like he wasn't like, and it's her fault. Like it's like, no, he was just sort of explaining the sort of situation they're in.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he has more of a right to comment on it than most people without getting that kind of response, because of his attachment to the show and being a vital part of how the show is successful in the relaunch. I mean, nailing the Daleks in that first episode was so important. And it comes off like she doesn't really know who he is.
Maybe she doesn't.
She might
Well,
not.
considering when they were during the 60th, they were referring to like the end of like classic eras, like it was a pastiche of entertainment. It was a joke. It's like, yeah, I think we can agree, you know, but you don't want to really say that when you're celebrating the show and it's coming off as like a jab at that era.
Do these people really like Doctor Who?
Who knows? Is Russell even a fan?
Like the things they work on. I can tell you there's some very, very well-known comics creators that loathe everything they work on, but are revered for it at the same time. It's really funny.
I mean, hey, Tony Gilroy is not a fan of Star Wars, and he brought us some of the best Star Wars stuff with like Andor. So, hey, you don't necessarily have to be a fan of what you're doing.
It's true.
To deliver good work.
Alan Moore not only hates the medium at this point, he hates almost everything he's done in the medium, and it doesn't really impact sales or interest.
He hates
in his
every
work
adaptation of the medium that he already hates. So except for one. There's only one that he does not hate.
Which one's that?
I think it was a Justice League animated adaptation of it's the Superman story where
the man who has everything.
Yeah, the man who it was an adaptation of that, and apparently Alan Moore was like, he's like, they did all right. He wasn't as like this is a piece of shit. Do not attach me to it. Give the money to the artist instead. Don't give it to me. I hate this thing.
Now, I think people take this is an aside, but people take Alan Moore way too seriously. If you ever want to really understand Alan Moore, just listen to his song about sinister ducks, about ducks that are sinister. And that's about how seriously Alan Moore, and I mean that in a very positive way. He's a tremendously silly person, which is a good thing.
Yes.
I mean,
he claims John Constantine's a real person. So
anybody that goes around going ahead and making their aesthetic an old wizard, I mean that naturally they're going to be a silly person.
Yeah.
I love them for it.
Nothing but respect for old wizards.
I keep getting the mass. Speaking of the BBC Masterclass subscription offer that has Alan Moore's tapes about character building and everything like that.
I've gone through about half of those. Really recommend. I think there's some very interesting stuff. Let's you and I talk about that later.
Okay.
Because there's some very interesting stuff there.
But you know what I think we should do right now? Talk about Jubilee. Give us the info.
We still had stuff to talk about, Pixel. There's the Millie Gibson stuff.
Oh yeah, news.
Yeah.
So Millie Gibson was I think in an interview with the iPaper. Don't know what that is, but she was talking about, she addressed the tough, as it says, actress Millie Gibson addressed the tough position she was in when there were unflattering tabloid reports about her role on Doctor Who. So, you know, she was going through the whole, like, apparently, you know, she was a big diva. That's why she's no longer on the show. She's kicked off, or her role was severely reduced because of her behavior. But apparently, and it was very obvious because there was really no anything that was actually supporting this that was true. But she's told the iPaper that I couldn't be like, it's a lie, because they'd be like, well, that's spoilers, referring to BBC and Bad Wolf. It was quite hard to stand up for myself without ruining the show. I was like, oh, this is horrific because it just looks like it's true. It was awful. What was frustrating was the amount of people that were like, "Oh, sorry, this has happened, mate." And I was like, "Yeah, it's not happened, but thank you." Referring Shooty Gatwa was very supportive of her during this time, which that's great. But apparently, the interview itself revealed that due to blatant comparisons to Billie Piper, who played Rose Tyler, Russell T Davies insisted that Billie Gibson chop her hair into a short bob so she didn't look a bit too much like Billie. Which I'm like, Russell, you casted a young blonde to play a character that starts with the letter R and is a shade of red.
Yep. 19-year-old. Both 19s.
Yeah.
The
Both
characters
19.
are both 19-year-old. Yeah.
But hey, their hair is different.
But hey, yeah, that's right.
It's okay, the hair's different.
What?
Don't forget the other similarity. But that whole thing of like, apparently BBC or Bad Wolf, we can't say anything. We can't say that these are untrue because it would spoil Millie Gibson's role in season 2. I think at this point we knew that Millie Gibson was going to be in season 2. I think there was the press or the promo pic release of her with Shooty Gatwa and Verada Sethu to announce Verada Sethu as a new companion.
Yep.
Which led to the assumption that they were traveling as a trio, which turned out to be untrue. But like, she was there, so it's like, I don't understand this whole like, we can't say anything because it will spoil stuff. Like, I don't think it's that hard to say, no, these are untrue. Just someone to say these are lies. You are slandering Millie Gibson. Please stop.
As someone on Twitter said, how the hell is it spoilers to say that someone's not a bitch?
Well, what if your entire show is dependent on them being a bitch?
But it's not.
Now
it's not. I know you don't like Ruby Sunday, but it's not. She wasn't.
Okay, so here's the thing I have to wonder though. When Eccleston left, he said some very positive things that he later recanted and said, actually, no, it was all horrible and it was because of XYZ. He had the PR speech when he left. And then later, when enough years had passed, he was very blunt about actually the things he claimed were actually positive were extremely negative. And so anytime we're talking about any of this stuff, what really happened, what's really true, one, I hadn't heard any of the rumors to begin with. Two, whether they're true or not, I wouldn't care because all I care about is what's on the screen. They're actors, they're performers, they're showrunners, writers, all of that doesn't matter. Three, the truth is almost always somewhere in the middle anyway. Like, we're never really going to know, no matter what she says or does not say, what other people say or do not say, we're never really going to know. Nor should we, or should we care?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel
sack
that.
Russell T Davies, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner, sack Jane Tranter.
But most importantly,
sack Russell T Davies.
I wanted to.
It just doesn't look good that 2 times technically in a row for the first season there's been like the crew are just like really not good with some of the cast members or like protecting them.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Bring back Stephen Moffat. No.
So is anyone about news? Has it been discussed? Maybe. Oh no, this is old news. The Billie Piper and Christopher Eccleston talking about coming back for Big Finish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're back. Yeah, they're back already. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we've been listening. They're
already out.
Yeah, 2 of them. 2 of the stories.
I just found out. I should watch this podcast. I should watch these.
You should. I mean, he posts the videos, but yeah.
But yeah, they're out. They're decent. They should be in a box set because they're just single story releases. So yeah, but they've been pretty decent so far. Another bit of news, apparently, because the most recent collection, season 13, they're using AI to upscale stuff, and it's being very like evident like that this is AI.
No.
There's like photos of like clips from episodes in that box set, and it's like, oh, this is very obviously like just
Interior design.
AI. and like really just not that good. Like there's a part where like Elizabeth Sladen just doesn't look like Elizabeth Sladen. The words on the TARDIS's door don't make sense. Like they're words. They're not the words that are supposed to be on the TARDIS's door. Another one where just like one of the actors just looks just smooth, just almost incredibly smooth, and I'm just like, that's unfortunate if that's the case. Just having it just be very like obvious. It's like, yeah, these come out like what, once a year, roughly, maybe twice a year. So it's not like, oh, this isn't like MCU where we're really crunching the team to get these visual effects done. You have 1 week to get all of Captain America done. Do it now. I don't know if that's the case with the collection. Just like, we don't have time. We're just gonna have to AI upscale it. But like,
no, Chris, don't you know the Zygons actually took over the team that was behind it, and they used AI.
I'm sorry. Okay,
that's right.
Silly me.
This is the
Zygons are in that season, aren't they? Season 13, yeah.
That's where most of the AI is. AI.
Oh, it's in the Zygon episode. Is this going to be like, oh, because it looks like that person, but it actually isn't?
Cheeky.
Like they tried to justify with the Secret Invasion intro. Guys, it's a meta commentary of like it looks like it, but it really isn't. It's like, no, you're just lazy and it's really bad.
Just like that show.
Just like that show, yes. But anyway, enough of the bad stuff. Let's talk about some good stuff. So, we have decided on Jubilee for our Big Finish review. It is the 40th release in Big Finish's monthly range, starring Colin Baker as the Sixth Doctor and Maggie Stables as Evelyn Smythe. And this is written by Robert Shearman, who would then go on to cherry pick parts to adapt as Dalek for series 1 of Doctor Who when the show first came back on. So, hurrah! The deadly Daleks are back. Those lovable tin pot tyrants have another plan to invade our world. Maybe this time because they want to drill to the Earth's core, or maybe because they just feel like it. And when those pesky pepper pots are in town, there is one thing you can be sure of. There will be non-stop high-octane mayhem in store and plenty of exterminations. But never fear, the Doctor is on hand to sort them out. Defender of the Earth, savior of us all, with his beautiful assistant, Evelyn Smythe, by his side. He will fight once again to uphold the beliefs of the English Empire. All hail the glorious English Empire. Now, that sounds like a Jubilee worth celebrating, does it not? So, we'll start off. Joe, your thoughts on Jubilee?
Sure. No, I really like this one. I liked it, the first time I listened to it, around when it came out. It really, I think it stands out. I think it's an exemplary Colin Baker story. I think it's, and part of it is because of its length. It makes it work, though. You get a really layered sort of story for Big Finish that feels a little weightier, I think, than some of the other Big Finish offerings. It really it feels like it's playing with Dalek lore in a way that ties a lot of it together without feeling unnecessary. Like doing like a callback to Evil the Daleks with your sort of playful Daleks, like that bit, it works here. Like it just like doing all of that, doing the really leaning into the parallel between a bloodthirsty mindset and being a Dalek. It's the writing ends up being a little more heavy-handed than it needs to be. Not too much more, but they just take that one extra step to be like, no, we get it. Colin Baker doesn't literally have to say towards the end, they're just like Dalek. Like you don't have to say that. It's implied. And it's very clear. You have the voices, like you could have not taken that one extra step. But I mean, beyond that, it's a Dalek story that seamlessly also plays with time travel, and it works. Like when the whole bit with him being off for like 100 years and seeing Evelyn die and then seeing her again, like it incorporates like moments like that in this story. And I think most of us can attest to it here that have listened to enough Big Finish. Like there are a lot of Big Finish stories that like that part is like the main story. And this is just sort of like, oh, this is just one bit that's not even terribly consequential. It's just fleshing out the story. And I really enjoyed that. There's a real menace here. The way the way they treat the Dalek, the way the Dalek responds, that they're both like everyone's awful, and it works here. And because you still need the Dr. and Evelyn to get out of this, and you want them to save whoever they can, even though everyone, including the Dalek, is really despicable. So yeah, I should allow other people to also give thoughts. So I'll stop there, but I really like Jubilee.
Okay. Gevain.
So my only regret is I didn't get a chance to listen to this twice. The only reason why I did not listen to it twice is I have to admit I was overwhelmed listening to it the first time.
Yeah.
I looked up on the internet to get some idea and really was shocked by, in some senses, I went to the Wikipedia entry, how little was said about this story. I don't think, I think they quote in terms of reception, Den of Geeks, which called it ambitious. I think ambitious describes what they, Sherman and Big Finish were going for, but I would say they were triumphant in this. I have, to Joel's point about being heavy-handed, I'll have a slight disagreement with that, because I think in terms of the themes that were being dealt with here in the story, and a lot of modern entertainment, particularly over in the world of comics, people are often accused of quote unquote engaging in wokeism and hitting things too heavy on the nose. I think even with the speech that the doctor gave, I don't think that speech was for us. I think it literally was for the people in the story. Because the thing is, when you look at this story, you look at these people, how, to Joel's point, how layered they were, how complex they were, how things were so much in control, but out of control. I honestly, when I was done with it, I was like, if I had the money and if I was going to put on a Broadway production of Doctor Who and I had to pick a story, this would be it. The Miriam character. If you have any idea of Ayn Rand's backstory, that touches into this completely. Nicholas Briggs' performance as the Dalek, when he and the Doctor, alternate reality to the Doctor, are interacting with, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. These two old soldiers left, who were pretty much the remaining survivors of this war, not knowing what to, and that doctor wanted the Dalek to kill him. But even then, with everything he had gone through, he refused to go out like that. I have my top companions, Donna and the Ponds. Now I have to put in that illustrious circle Evelyn Smythe. her performance, the way she played like the moral center for the Doctor and for the audience throughout this story was stupendous. It was like listening to Maggie Smith doing being. Guys, I cannot do it. I really cannot do this story justice. There was so much going on in this. There was so much happening. There was so many things. I mean, if you want to talk about tackling racism in a way, the getting to the point of othering, to the point where it's just like the Doctor at the end has to basically apologize to the Dalek for misjudging him. Evelyn just begging the Doctor, like, leave him alone. Can't you see he's struggling against everything that's going on? This Dalek wants to save the Daleks, but realizes he can't. Oh, the frustration, the tragedy, and then when you have the Roderick guy, I believe it's Roderick, or Rochester at the throughout this story, who even his character, where he's like, he is so much of a, I would say, to call him a coward, or to say he was a broke. I don't know if I want to give him broken, but but his who he was so messed up that he had to convince himself that the Daleks were mind controlling him. But a man so desperate to want to be something different than the world that he found himself in, and then the whole way that time travel was used in the way. I mean, there's been like one of my favorite G.I. Joe episodes, which escapes my mind, where they go to an alternate world where you see what happens when Cobra ultimately wins and all that. But the way that this was used to kind of like create these parallel, I don't think I have the words to actually describe how good this episode was, but that moment of redemption at the end, for Rochester, where he's the only one in this very crisis on Infinite Earths, where he's the only one other than the Doctor and Evelyn to remember what's going on. He's almost like pleading with the Doctor, It's like, basically, can I be a good person now? Am I going to be a good person now? And the Doctor at the end reflects what really is the central core of the story, the theme of the story, or the what Sherman is trying to say to everyone is, which Evelyn says early on is that basically a lot of times the reason why history may not repeat itself, but it does rhyme, is because we don't have the courage to learn the lessons of history. We don't have the courage to do something different. And I tell this to my daughters all the time. I'm a Christian. We go through the Bible. And a lot of times what Christians do, they read through the Bible and they use the Bible as an excuse to basically justify their bad behavior. Well, so-and-so did it, so why are you coming down on me? It writes in the Bible, so it must be okay. And it's like, no, guys. Those stories are there. They're there to tell you this is what not to do. And so much of this story is like, the TARDIS now we go by, and the way this ties into Modern Who, if we go by the heart of the TARDIS is basically taking the Doctor where he needs to be. The fact that the TARDIS may have taken the Doctor to this point in time needs to be fixed, but it's so frightened by what's going on, it leaves. It leaves. This thing is beyond deep, and you see echoes of this throughout all Modern Who when it comes to the Doctor and the Doctor and the relationship between the Daleks. When it comes to 12, when he's being told, "Oh, you would make a good Dalek." When I would almost say 9, and I know it's a classic, but I would have to say after listening to this here, it is a shadow of what was accomplished here. Dalek in the Modern Who should have been 2 parts because this was worthy of a 2-part story and to be adapted as best it can in full. I think I'm talking too long at this point, but I'm telling you right now, I will own the CD of this one day. I am buying a novelization, and I've already downloaded this episode on Big Finish. I put this up there and I'll say this last bit. When it comes to writing stories, where I try to show people how you can deal with a topic, a controversial topic, but still do it in an entertaining fashion. One of the stories I always point to is the Batman Venom story, which is probably the best story about dealing with drug addiction, where Diddy O'Neill does what some people would say is, oh, you're ruining the character, but he's not ruining the character, guys. He is showing you Batman at his best. At his worst, he's showing Batman at his best. And here, Doctor Who at his worst, they're showing you the Doctor at his best. And I would even say another story that I put up there when I try to tell people how to deal with heavy things, but it's the Crucible. I put that up there with that. This was beyond excellent. I tip my hat to Sherman. I tip my hat to Big Finish. I tip my hat to the actors in this. They did a phenomenal job communicating the very deep, layered, and complex emotions of the story and the characters therein.
Okay. Landry, I know you didn't do your homework.
No, I got this. I just want to say, unlike Gevain, I have a positive opinion about this.
What?
His negativity is hard for us all to listen to. He just hates and hates and hates. But I want to say first off, it sounds like a Jubilee worth celebrating, does it not? And hurrah, the deadly Daleks are back. It was audio, which I like because I can hear things. And it has a doctor in it. I believe I know which one, and that's a good thing too. I've heard of the companion. That sounds positive. I would say I was particularly enraptured by the discussion about Batman and Venom and his dance with drug addiction. That had me because I own those comics. They're literally right over there. I mean, you can't see them, but I am looking at them. So I'm solidly over in that camp. Like, I'm sure it's great because I trust these two guys here. I don't know what else we're going to hear, but I mean, I think we can all close the door on this one because, yeah. I'm glad I'm here to help.
Bad. You're grounded. This is a fantastic story. This is amazing. And honestly, the fact that this is the first time that I've heard it is honestly shame on me. Yep. Because obviously Robert Sherman went ahead and used it in writing Dalek, and you can see those bits and pieces, but it doesn't. It is a shadow of Jubilee. It's a great shadow, but oh my god, this was so good. It's insane. Between the start where you have the TARDIS trying to land in two places at once, and thus you have a doctor that's lived for over 100 years just thrown right in there, this other creature in his wheelchair. And I love that they say, oh, you could say that he created the Daleks, which sounds like they're trying to allude to Davros, honestly.
Yes. Yep.
But then the twist is that, no, it's just the doctor. They took his legs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they said they'll give him back to me sometime, but I imagine they're all withered and rotted by now. And you're right. You're so right. This is as close as we're getting to a Dalek crying.
Yes.
Because you can hear emotion behind that voice. And it's like, it fits. It works. I just want orders, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then he's to that point where he's giving orders, but he can't do that. No, she's the only one I respect.
Yep.
God, I love this story so much. I want to order the novelization. I want an adaptation that I can see. I want, oh God, I want so much more. It's so good. This is peak, as the kids say. Chris, you got any words?
Oh no, this story is great. It is fantastic. Listening to it for a second time, I'm still floored by how amazing this story is. Everyone in it is great. Rochester as the villain, he's fantastic. He's just insane. He is so insane that he's believed his lie that, oh, the Daleks are actually in control. I'm the only one that's not. I can see through their plans. I'm not crazy, everyone. I just have to pretend to be evil. I'm justifying myself because I'm pretending to be evil so I can keep myself alive. I just want to be a good person. Even with the Dalek, that's oh so fantastic. Like I could see why, like when it's funny listening to this story and then just seeing the parts that Robert Shearman just took and just put into Dalek for series 1. And it's funny how they both work in their own ways. They're literally just the same things, but they both work individually and just slightly tweaking stuff for the other one. Colin Baker, as usual, is great in this. Yeah, Nicholas Briggs doing overtime,
Oh, Jesus.
trying to give
Whoa.
Daleks an actual emotion that isn't hatred is fantastic. And I love the kind of meta commentary and like referencing of like Dalek mania. It's like like Daleks are supposed to be a symbol of fascism. Yes. They're supposed to represent a certain party in World War II. But now they're just it's just monetized. They're just, here's Dalek toys, here's Dalek cereal, here's a Dalek film which is compulsory to watch. You have to watch this film about the Daleks. So taking that symbol of like hatred and fascism, and they've just monetized it. Like I really like that.
With an Indiana Jones callback.
Yeah. And just and then obviously like the Doctor's speech of just like humans, like Daleks were made to be like this. Humans had a choice. Yep. They chose to be like this. And then even like I love how it just with this version of like of the British Empire, like they're so up themselves. It's like you can't use contractions.
We didn't know we couldn't.
We didn't know we could. You have to use the full word because that is proper English. You must say the full word. Do not shorten the word. Do not combine them together. That is not proper English. And then even when like, obviously, America, having ties to the English, and that Miriam is just like, I don't like you. Your blood is polluted. You're contaminated over there. You don't even sound proper English anymore. You should be ashamed. It's like they're just so up themselves in this version because it's just like take British like quote unquote like royalty monarchy like upper class and just let it explode, and then it's just this. No, everything about this is fantastic, and I didn't notice it on the first listen, but the most recent listen, I like that the story doesn't end with like, oh, the Doctor has to go back in time and stop it from happening.
Yeah.
Like with normal, just like, oh, this is an alternate timeline. We have to go back to the point of the change to stop it from happening. No, it's because, and I like the whole thing is just like the whole like
verging
of the timelines because it's an alternate future. And the whole of and then everyone kind of like becoming more like the Daleks. It's bringing the Daleks from the past into the present. It's merging the timeline, so you could just have the Daleks from the past get destroyed, which means it never happens. And I do like that whole thing of just like, oh yeah, Daleks would just kill everyone to the point they will eventually just kill each other.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
yep.
The perfect universe is one where there are no Daleks, and the Daleks would, by the end, actually realize that.
Ultimate nihilism.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, but no, yeah, Jubilee. It's up there with the best. It's fantastic. So I guess we'll go into ratings. There's not really much facts to this story.
No.
Well, however, this this being the 40th release for the main range could be a reference to the fact that on that year it was Doctor Who's 40th anniversary. This was the first time that the Dominic Glynn arrangement of the Doctor Who theme was used.
Oh.
I'm guessing before that it would have been, I think, because rights, they all had like the third Doctor theme instead. Because that's the only one they were allowed to use. So I'm going to assume like up until then, for at least for like Sixth Doctor stuff, they couldn't use the Dominic Glenn version. And it's the good version.
Yeah.
It's the Trial of a Time Lord Onwards version.
That's the best. Just keep winning.
Sheeman has said that originally he wanted to return to the setting of Jubilee and write a second story, but in retrospect considers that desire arrogant and thinks it in part caused part 4 of the story to fall apart.
Good man.
But I also really like the world of the Great British
Empire.
You
like this world where dwarves have their hands cut off so they can fit into Dalek.
I don't
toys.
like the world. I like it's a different kind of like. It's a rich world for storytelling. Okay.
Do you like that your commander in chief is now a prime minister instead?
The freaking happy Daleks though, dude. That was funny.
It's grim, it's morbid, but it's so funny when an actual Dalek sees them. They're just like, it's like, we are the Daleks.
To hear our song?
Do you like to hear us? Daleks do not sing.
Daleks do not sing. That's right.
Oh man!
All right, Joe.
We'll get into ratings.
Do you have a number?
Sure. I mean, I feel like if I don't give this one a 10, what's the point of even having a 10 on the scale? And a 10, like, it doesn't mean that it is the singular best piece of Doctor Who media. It just means that it is a 10.
One of them.
And like, it is one of the 10s. And Lord knows Colin Baker needs to rack up some 10s. And yeah, I have to give this a 10 out of 10.
Okay. Gevain, you ain't been have to ask.
Yeah, if you guys are surprised about my ranking then you weren't listening. This is without a doubt a 10. When you look up in the dictionary the definition of 10 out of 10 and there's a picture, it's going to be this one. I mean, I could, I like, thanks to Joe for setting the plate here, for Chris for hitting some of those other things that I would have talked about, because it's just too much to talk about in terms of the goodness of the story. But what I would say is this. Thank you to Big Finish, because I would have to say with this, I think it can be argued between this one and Trail of the Vailyard, which I really, really enjoyed. It can be argued that 6 is probably the best Big Finish Doctor. That this is, I don't know what the hell happened with the TV series, with his TV series version of this, but if anybody had an argument, no, the 6th Doctor was really good. My God, this is the episode. This is the story that you lead with. This is what you beat them over the head with, because Colin Baker's performance in this was, excuse my French, and sorry to all my Christian folk out there, fucking fantastic. 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10.
Landry, I don't.
11.
I don't think it's hard for them to follow me every time.
Okay. For me, yeah, this is 10 out of 10. This is across the board. This is one of the best stories that Doctor Who has ever produced. One of the best stories in science fiction. Like, Chris?
Yeah, 10 out of 10. It is honestly one of the best stories that Big Finish has done. Without a doubt. It just goes to show that during the monthly range, I don't know, they just for some of them they decided, let's lock in. Sure, you have your Necromantiers, which are awful, but then you have stuff like Jubilee to cancel it out or be the other side, to balance it. You know, you have your awful, and then you're like fantastic. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for Jubilee.
In this one, no awards whatsoever, like no recognition, nothing in terms of really. Wow.
Then again, did they have any just awards for like anything audio?
God, I love audio dramas so much. It's such a shame that
Did they decide I can't see it? So
yeah,
pretty much it.
At least a screenplay or something. Yeah. But anyway.
At least know enough that this is one of the few big finishes to get a novelization. So like they're aware. Like
okay.
It's also
a good story.
Oh, I was going to say it's Robert Sheeman's only one. No, he also did Chimes of Midnight, which is also good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also just got a novelization as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that they only got him to do 2.
Yeah.
Like he never came back for anything else.
Well, I mean, after that, he did the TV series.
He did the TV, yeah, but even then, like,
then he just stopped.
It's like, I've done enough.
Hops in, makes some of the best Doctor Who of all time. Dips.
Leaves. Makes profit? ? Leaves.
Well, before we go, I will say that next week I will not be here, so we will not have a Madman with a box. But the following week we will be back with something. You'll have to wait and see.
Oh, Pixel, I was wrong. I'm looking at Robert Shearman's writing credits. He's done so much. He's done a bit for Big Finish. A lot of them I've listened to. A lot of them are good. He did the Holy Terror. That's the Sixth Doctor and Frobisher. Then the Maltese Penguin, which was also Sixth Doctor and Frobisher.
I'm still hearing Peak, man.
Chimes of Midnight, Jubilee, Scherzo, which is also fantastic.
Yeah.
But the only one I have not listened to, aside from Maltese Penguin, is my own private Wolfgang, which is one of the 4 stories in a audio anthology.
Big Finish about to get some money out of me.
Pixel. He also did Deadline, the Doctor Who Unbound, which has Derek Jacobi saying, "Doctor Who, you utter bastard!
Doctor Who, you utter bastard!"
Yeah!
He's the one who gave us that line of Derek Jacobi saying, "Doctor Who, you utter bastard."
10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10.
He did it. I don't think any other writer would do that. No, we have to respect Doctor Who.
Yeah. So that I mean, that's. I have stuff to get. There's stuff to listen to. But that's our show this week. We want to thank you. We ask you to like and comment, subscribe. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for more Doctor Who goodness. Maybe, hopefully. We're not reviewing this last season, so yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.